We live, ready to go. Welcome, guys. Episode 47. Is it 47? 48. Had it written on the board and I can't even say it right. Welcome to GGI Live here, guys, with a Go Get It team. And it is Thursday, 10:30 a.m., okay? Dreams are big, but taking action is...
Way bigger.
Way bigger.
At 10:30 a.m.
At 10:30.
Thursday morning.
All right, guys. So welcome to GGI Live. Again, very grateful to be here and very happy to give you guys some more content that you can apply to your business that's going to help you get deals, right? So today what we're going to talk about is tips. We're going to talk about 3 tips to looking at comps, analyzing comps, and also we're going to throw in a little bonus in there. We're going to also talk about how you can use a quick formula to dictate your purchase price, okay? Your maximal allowable offer, okay? We're going to talk that in there. We're going to do a little bonus for you guys. Stay till the end, okay?
That's a hook. They call that a hook, so now you have to stay.
You have to stay.
You got to stay.
So tip number 1, let's get into it, okay? And it's so important for you guys to get comps and not only just dictate it off what your realtor may say what the ARV is after repair value. And for those who don't know what comps are, these are comparables so that you can find out what that house is going to be worth once you fix it up. And also you can get comparables to find out what the as-is value of that particular home that you're looking at, okay? So most of the time you're looking at what it can be worth because you're looking to force that appreciation through repairs, okay? So now I'm going to give you guys the first tip. The first tip is to have similar specs, okay? So you want to make sure that you're getting similar specs. So if you're looking at a house in Shaughnessy Heights, you need houses in Shaughnessy Heights. If you're looking at houses in St. Boniface, you want to find houses in St. Boniface. And also understand that even in certain areas, there are going to be pockets or streets that may be better, right? So, for example, in the West End, there are better areas in the West End than some other areas, right? So you need to understand that, know your market. Have the same bedrooms, have the same bathrooms, have the same square footage, right? If it's a bungalow, have a bungalow, right? You need to make sure that you have all of the same similar specs as much as you can find, right? And if you can't find something similar, we'll talk about that in a little bit here, Tay will go over that. So ideally, you want to find things that have sold in the past 6 months with the exact specs or very similar to the house that you're looking to purchase. Okay, so that's tip number 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Good first tip.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it's the same property as the one you're looking to buy. Very self-explanatory, but believe it or not, a lot of people don't actually follow that rule. And, you could be sent comps. And don't assume, obviously there's a lot of great realtors out there, but don't assume that your realtor is knowing exactly what you want, right?
Yeah.
So, check the basements. That's a big one. Sometimes they'll send you full basement houses, and you're looking at a house that has a half basement. Mm-hmm. Well, that's going to be a drastic change of price because if you're a homeowner and looking to buy a house, well, the basement's a big deal. Yeah. And if you have a basement that's a full basement, you're going to want to rather buy that house than a house that has a half basement. It's going to be a big price change, big difference. So make sure you look at that. So tip number 2 is days on market.
Days on market.
The DOM, D-O-M. So looking at days on market. So if you're looking to buy a property and you can say, okay, I'm going to buy for this much. I'm going to put the renovations in. It's going to be beautiful. And now I'm looking at properties that clearly have had a lot of renovations done to them. They look really nice. And then you look at the days on market, and it's 60 days on market. If you see a 60 days on market and the house went for a really great price, well, now you need to understand that in order to get that price, it had to sit for 60 days.
Yeah.
So, there's holding costs that go into that. And there's just, name of the game is speed in this.
Exactly.
So you want it to fly off the shelf. That's the idea. Less holding costs. The investors you deal with are happier. They get their money sooner. And it's all over, then you can get into the next deal that much quicker. So if you're looking at 60 days on market or 30 days on market, understand that, okay, well, if it's ARV 250 at 60 days on market, maybe I need to lower that a little bit so it flies off the shelf a bit sooner, and understand what you're getting into there. So maybe 240 now, or 245, depending on where the market is and what the comps are really saying, is what you're, and what the other comps are saying too. Like if you're strapped and that's the only comp you have, I mean, I'm going to talk on that on tip number 3, but it's, you analyze all the comps together and be like, okay, well, 250, I'm going to be stressing to get that.
Yeah.
240, I'm comfortable with that, and that's, people are going to want that right away.
You don't want to be looking at things that have been sitting on that market, right? You want your stuff to fly off that market, right? So look at things that really, my kind of thing is within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks.
Yeah, if it's selling within 2 weeks, you know that, okay, that product flew.
Yeah.
Right. People were probably had bidding more.
Yeah.
Or probably multiple people were interested.
Yeah.
If it's flying that quick. So tip number 3. Tip number 1 with similar specs. 2, days on market. Make sure you're aware of that. And also, you know what? In the days on market, ask your realtor if any of these properties have been re-uploaded, renewed. Because sometimes it'll say, 10 days on market. But if it was renewed and was already on the market 90 days previously, we won't know that.
Exactly.
And now really it's 100 days on market.
Yeah.
So be aware of that. Tip number 3 is the square footage rule. And the square footage rule is not concrete. It's subjective. But when you're looking at an area, and let's say you don't have great comps, and you can't find similar stuff, and the only stuff that's similar to the property you're looking to purchase isn't renovated, and you don't know what it would be worth, what you can do is you can find the square footage, the price per square footage, and apply that to your house of other renovated properties. See, what in this area, let's say $275 a square foot is what is, typically happening. So you can just, okay, well, now to get a good idea, I have a 1,000 square foot house, full basement, similar, but nothing's exactly the same. Maybe your comps are a 1,400 square foot house, so it's a bigger house. Well, you can't compare the price to that, but now the square footage per size of a house, you can divide it by the square footage. Yeah. And then per square foot dollar amount, let's say $275 times 1,000. It's like, okay, well now I know that I might be around the $275,000 mark on that house.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's a great point. And there are even houses where I see sometimes that they're very similar, but they're bigger. You know what I mean? Or maybe they're smaller, right? To compare to the one that you're looking at. So you can even apply that as well, right? See what these ones are going for per square footage and apply it to the square footage that you have. So I think it's not a, full 100% proof thing, but it is something that you can use in certain situations, in certain contexts, that can be beneficial. 100%.
Yeah, exactly. And just to keep in mind, just to see if you're in the ballpark, right? Because if you think your ARV is, let's say you got a bungalow, and you can't find any other bungalows. All you can find is 2-story houses. Well, then this is something you might want to use that rule just to find the square footage price and just to see what kind of realm you would be in. It's not going to be concrete. You're going to want to try and do more research, but it's a good idea just to be like, hey, where would I be? Because if you think you're going to be near, 320, and then all of a sudden the square footage rule brings you down to 275, then you go, okay, wait, I gotta do further digging. Yeah, and really go into this because I don't want to make that big of a mistake, because that's a big uh-oh. Yeah. If you make a $50,000 ARV error, right? It's happened. It's happened to investors out there, and they're very short-term investors because that takes a big hit on you.
Oh, the biggest mistake that you can do in flipping is having a wrong ARV. Okay, that's one of many, obviously, mistakes you can do, but we get excited about the buy more than anything, right? Because we understand how to look at the deals, how to analyze the deals, and what this product's going to go for, right? So that's why we get more excited about the buy, because the systems flow through and we understand it. But you need to make sure that you have a proper ARV and you're being conservative with that number. I think maybe only one deal that we had that went below our calculated ARV, and not by much. And just recently we had our first house that sold over list price. Usually they go at list or around what ARV we had set when we analyzed the deal, and that may not be what we actually listed at, but it goes around where we want it to. But yeah, we had our first one that went over list, and yeah, it's always a good feeling. It's always a good feeling.
It's great, and it's over the expectation.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's always good for not only us but our investors as well.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Those are the 3 tips, and
Yes.
I think there was a bonus tip.
We got a little bonus something here for you guys. So now that you can figure out what your ARV is, your after repair value, right? You wanted there's obviously situations where you need to make an offer right away, okay? And there's a formula that you can use, and it can help you get pretty damn close to what you need it to be, okay? So what you do is you take that ARV and you times that by 0.91, okay? Then once you get that, you minus your repairs, okay? So you do need to go through the property, find out what that repair cost is going to be, minus your repairs, and then minus whatever you want to profit on the deal. Whether it be 30, 40, 25, whatever your minimum may be, you put it in there, and then that would be your purchase price, okay? So in a lot of deals that we've done, I apply that to that, and it actually works out pretty damn close. Maybe a couple grand, a little difference, but pretty spot on. So that is a quick formula for you guys to use so that you can make offers right then and there, okay? And then of course go onto our website, www.gogetitrealestate.com, and go under the gift section, and you can download our repair sheet as well, so that you can go into the property and basically check things off and know what that property is going to be needing for repairs. Okay, so that is our tips for GGI Live today.
Absolutely, and I'm just going to branch off on that.
Yeah.
So the 0.91,
yeah.
What's in the 9%?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? What's in that? Well, that's covering your holding costs,
yeah.
your legal fees, and your realtor costs when
yeah.
you're selling the property. So that's taking care of all of that. So that's why we're only minusing the repairs in that area. So you know that, okay, that the holding costs and realtors and legal fees have been accounted for.
Exactly.
So that's what's going in there. And another cool thing about this trick, because there's lots of analyzers out there.
Oh yeah.
There's tons of ways. I mean, some people do the 70% rule, where you know they want to make 20% profit margin on the deal, right?
Yeah.
That's, some people do that. That can apply.
Yeah.
But when you get into situations where you want to kind of have control over the profit you want to make, let's say, because the 20% rule, maybe that's accounting for like a $40,000 profit.
Yeah.
And now you're like, it's not a deal. But if you're willing to take $25,000 profit, well, now you can control that a little better and come in with a higher and more aggressive offer if you are competing against other investors on a property.
Exactly.
Right? So it's just a formula that really helps you control your offer and control your profit.
Exactly.
Which is nice in certain situations.
100%. Yeah, I mean, 40K profit is nice, but not every single deal is going to play out that way, and it really depends on your goals, right? When you're doing volume, you may take some smaller deals, and when you're doing maybe one or two, maybe you're just looking to maximize your profit, right? And you're only looking for 40K minimum, right? Depends on what your goals are and what you're trying to achieve. That is it for today. Do you have anything that you want to toss to the viewers?
I just want to toss a massive thanks for stopping on by.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, these are just little tidbits for you guys to help you guys in your business. Come out to our monthly events, come out to our 2-day events, where you're going to be learning tons and tons and tons of knowledge, and lots of great feedback from the individuals who do come out to our monthly events and to come out to our 2-day seminars. And we're going to be putting up those testimonials so that you guys can see how beneficial these events are for you guys and in your business, okay? We truly believe in real estate. This is why we do it. This is why we come to you guys, give knowledge, and we truly want ever want to find that financial freedom through real estate, and this is why we're doing what we're doing, and we hope that you guys go get it.
Absolutely. So June 13th, right?
June 13th.
June 13th.
No, June 15th? 12th? Oh, no, for the next monthly event. June 13th, yeah. June 13th.
June 13th is the next monthly event, and at that event, we're going to be talking about when the next seminar and event will be,
exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
But come to the event. First time's free, and it's going to be exciting. I think we're talking about how to manage general contractors,
nice,
and go through that system there. But come out, network. It's going to be a great event, and this we're going to just dive into more stuff and help you, like Sarin said, get closer to your real estate dreams of financial freedom. Right?
Exactly.
So,
all right, guys, that is it for us. Go get it. Go finish your week off strong. Dreams are big, but taking action is
bigger.
Way bigger. Okay, guys? Go kill it, and we'll see you next week, and we'll see you at the monthly event, all right?
Awesome. Okay, have a great weekend.
Take care, guys.